guys, welcome back to another video. It's me Nikita helping you to come to the UK as an international student or a healthcare professional. Now in my last video, I have described the 5 tips or the 5 steps that can make or break your CV while applying for private jobs in the UK. And if you have missed that content, I'm just going to leave the link for it right above. But in today's video, we are going to be discussing the 6 sections that you need to include in your CV for it to be really good and up to UK standards. So if you are interested in this content, please keep watching. So the first section, that is the personal details section, is the most important section, and this is the first section that any employer or hiring manager would see. So in this section, what you need to highlight is your name, your telephone number, your address, your email ID. You can also add your LinkedIn account. For example, your exact web address for your LinkedIn account, but this is entirely optional. Hey guys, so I know many of y'all would like to connect with me personally to discuss your own situations and what is the best route for you to come to the UK as a healthcare practitioner. And so I'm really happy to inform you that that's exactly what you can do right now. So I will be able to have one-on-one sessions with you where I'm going to be able to discuss your situations with you for over 60 minutes. And this can be information regarding your HCPC registration, getting your first job in the NHS or in the UK, or even choosing a university to do physiotherapy. So if you are interested in meeting me and discussing all of your queries, please do not forget to check out the link for my website right now in the description box below. Now the second most important section is your personal statement section. Now this section basically tells something about yourself to the employer. So what's important is that this is a section about yourself. So you need to describe yourself in 200 to 150 words, and it is one of the first statements that the employer or the hiring manager would read. Therefore, it needs to be really eye-catching and positive so that it grabs the employer's attention, but it also states why you as a person would be an ideal match or would be the best person for the job that they are advertising. So an example about this is, I am a very motivated, passionate and professional team player who is responsible and aims to carry out my professional responsibilities to a very high standard. As an individual who is always seeking to learn and develop his or her skills and knowledge, I can assure you that I will be loyal to your company, carry out my duties in a trustworthy manner, and always fulfill my duties to provide patient care to the highest standard if you would give me the opportunity to represent your company. Now, I think that this is a good way to start your resume because this will basically provide the employer with a set of positive skills or a set of positive abilities that you have, and it basically tells the employer why you are the best candidate to be considered for this role. Now, the third most important section is the education section. Now, in this section, I would like you to list down all of the universities, colleges, and schools that you have attended. So this needs to be in a chronological order, starting with the first or the last thing that you've completed. For example, if you've completed your master's in physiotherapy or occupational therapy, put that at the topmost, saying you've completed your master's in occupational therapy from so-and-so college in so-and-so year. And from there onwards, you go on to your bachelor's and your higher secondary education or your 12th standard and then even 10th standard. In this section, you can also provide some information about the grades that you've achieved. For example, if you've done exceptionally well and you've got distinction, it might be worthwhile to mention that as well, just because then the employer knows that you have met really high standards of academic excellence. Now, the next section or the most important section of your CV is the professional experience section. So you would say, hey Nikita, I don't have professional experience. I've just completed my internship. Well, that is fine. Your experience can either be your previous workplace experience, that is paid experience, or it could be an internship, or it could even be an observership. But what I would like you to do is read the job description for which you are applying for very closely and try to use the same words in your CV or your resume. So what this does is it basically now tells the resume how you are a perfect match for the job and all of the skills that you have are exactly what the employer is looking for. Also, another advice that I would want to give you at this stage is do not go and write long paragraphs. Try and maintain it in bullet points and try to keep it short and sweet so that you don't go rambling about yourself, because then it will clearly take you more than 2 to 3 pages to just write about your skills in a particular job. So one example that I'm going to share, and I'm just going to pull it up on the screen right now, is an excellent team player who's supportive of other team members, and an autonomous practitioner who has experience in working in XYZ caseloads. So as you can see, these are just 2 bullet points that you could use, but you can obviously populate the sections with bullet points that match the job description well. Now, section 5 would be any courses or conferences that you have attended, and that could be during your degree or during your previous work. So for example, you would say, oh Nikita, but none of these conferences were in UK. I'd say it's still worth mentioning, just because if you have had the interest and if you have pursued a particular conference or a course while outside UK, you can then maybe just say in your interview that I am particularly interested in this field and I would be looking forward to attending more UK courses or conferences to understand the practice system in the UK. This basically shows the employer that you are quite motivated as an individual and you are constantly seeking to improve your knowledge, and you are going to be adaptable as someone who is looking forward to working in the UK. So I would say that you not only mention any courses, but any workshops that you've attended, any conferences where you've presented your work, or I've been a delegate for, because this will help the employer see you as someone who wants to learn more always. The 6th and the most important section is highlighting any research that you have done. Now, I know for a fact that at our undergraduate degree levels, we always complete a literature search or we always complete a literature review. And if you have done anything of that sort and have got it published, I would recommend that you use this information in your resume, because this shows the employer that you are now someone who is practicing evidence-based practice, not only because you've undertaken a research, but because that means that you've understood research in the publications or in the journal articles. So if you have any literature review, case study, or you have been a part of any research, please mention it down in this section, because this will help the employer understand that you are someone who understands evidence-based practice. You are someone who actually reads literature to formulate your treatment models and strategies. And finally, coming down to the last sectional that is entirely optional, is including a reference or including 2 references. But like I said, this is entirely optional and it's not going to make or break your CV. So if you do not want to include your references in your resume, it's entirely fine. But if you do want to include, what I would recommend is that you give their name, their contact details, their email address, and the organization and the designation that they worked for. So always try to give the email address or the person's name for someone who is your manager or your supervisor, because they can speak to your strengths. And obviously, before putting them down as a reference, please contact them and ask them about, is it all right for me to add you as a reference to my resume? Because these are the people that definitely will be contacted by the HRs or by the employers to verify your identity and show that you are someone who has good professional background experience. So that's it, you guys. I hope that you like this content, and if you like this content and this helped you to write your CV in any way, please do not forget to hit the like button for this video. If you would like to receive similar content, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button just so that you receive all of my weekly updates. And finally, if you have any questions, doubts, or any feedback related to resumes and applying for jobs in the UK, please do not forget to leave them down in the comment section below, because I will be getting back to them and I will be picking up questions to make possibly next videos on. So that's it, you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.